After Dasrath Sambasur war, Maharaja Dasrath was ruling Ayodhya gracefully and efficiently. But suddenly one day, a huge army of demons was standing outside Ayodhya. Probably this army was the biggest army of the world. Most of the demons wore clothes made of animal skin. The army was so terrifying. Black and red colors were skillfully used to show ferocity. All the poles of the flags was made of gold, which showed the glory of the state. Animal meat, human meat are used to keep the soldiers cruel and violent. A special kind of wine was also given with the meat, which was made in a special way in which the blood of powerful animals like lions, tigers, crocodiles, elephants, and the blood of legendary warriors who have been killed by this army in the war was mixed, and this was also widely publicized, which struck fear into the enemy's army. All the armies of the world was afraid of this army. The flag hoisting in the golden pole was as dangerous as the actions of this army. Triangular colored flag whose two arms were as long as the pole. On the periphery of this black colored flag, a cloth made of gold was attached to width about 2 fingers. And in the middle of the flag, a wide skull was made, which was pierced from 3 places, in whose teeth real human blood was applied. A hooded snake used to come out from the skull's eye, which seemed ready to bite, whose tail come out from the part of its neck. This flag itself became the symbol of fear. All the weapons of this demonic army were studded with human bones, which was enough to instill aggression, confidence, brutality in the army, and fear in the minds of enemy's army. Many kings surrendered in front of this army just because of fear, and whichever state was captured by this army, that state had to give half of its treasury and also a huge annual tax to the king of this army. Along with this, the king of this army had right to manage the state. He used to go ahead and play the role of army leader in the important fights. He was most knowledgeable, the knower of all Vedas. There was no great knowledgeable demon like him since the origin of the earth. The major kingdoms of the earth were under his subordination, except Devlok, Kiskindha, and Ayodhya. And now this army was standing in front of Ayodhya. The commander of this army standing in front of Ayodhya was none other than Ravan. Born in the clan of Lord Brahma himself, son of sage Vishrava, grandson of sage Pulatsya, whose mother was Kaksi, the daughter of demon king Sumali, and the Lanka was his kingdom. It was occupied by Ravan from Kuber. Ravan was like Brahma in knowledge, like Mahishasur in strength. He had lost only 2 wars in his entire lifetime, whose pang he used to take out on the kings who were weaker than him. After expanding his kingdom in all 10 directions, he was standing in front of Ayodhya. He wanted his authority over Ayodhya, which basically had 2 reasons. First, he found humans trivial, and Ravan hated every person who was praised in the society and whose glory was like him. Only two states were more wealthy and glorious than Ayodhya. First Devlok and second Ravan's own Lanka. But Ayodhya, it was more happier state than any state in the world. And Ravan cannot see anyone's happiness. The second reason was the treasure of Ayodhya. Ravan needed more gold to make his kingdom more powerful and more gold to make more advanced instruments. He used to use gold due to less energy loss. Sophisticated instruments made of gold were more efficient. Recently, his experiment on Pushpak Viman had made him understand the usefulness of gold. Now, to develop technology like gods, he needed more gold. And for the coming 10 years, his gold requirements would be met from Ayodhya itself. So, Ayodhya was the most useful city to capture, and Kausal was the most useful kingdom to subjugate. Before attacking Ayodhya, Ravan sent his messenger, whose name was Marich. Marich went to the auditoriums of Ayodhya's Mahal as Ravan's messenger. King Dasrath welcomed the messenger according to the rules and asked him to speak about Ravan's will. Even though Marich was ugly, terrible and cruel, but great scholar Ravan had given the proper training to all his messengers, and all the messengers of Ravan were well versed in ethics. All the messenger knew how to treat the king of a kingdom. Messenger bows down to King Dashrath and said, "Maharaj, Lankapati Ravan's army has arrived on the banks of Saryu, standing at the gate of Ayodhya and is ready to attack. Lankapati Ravan has sent me to tell you that tomorrow morning you get ready to fight with Lankapati or accept his subordination." Maharaj, our army is 5 times more in number than your army, and 70% of our soldiers are demons who are 1.5 in size and 3 times stronger than your human soldiers. If you don't want unnecessary bloodshed, then accept Lanka's subordination. It is good for you and for Ayodhya as well. On hearing this, Dasrath was filled with anger. Ayodhyapati had never seen defeat in his entire life, and he had held Devraj Indra many times in Devasur Sangram. And moreover, since the beginning of the Manvantar, his ancestors had ruled over a large area of the earth. The reign was going on. Many mighty kings, sages were born in that clan who did great for humanity. Dasrath, a descendant of Ikshvaku, Bharat and Bhagirath, felt like insult. Yet he said to Marich, "Marich, if you had not come today as a messenger, I would have ended your life at this very moment. Still, I respect you according to our Rajdharma. But convey my message to Lankapati Ravan. Tell him that we Raghuvanshi are peace-loving. Do not torture anyone like Rakshas Raj Ravana. We don't shed anyone's blood in vain. It does not mean that we have lack of courage and valor." Each explaining to Dasrath, "Maharaj, all the kings around you are under us. Your army is limited. Other states will not come to help you. They will have to come to help us. According to you, even if one of your warriors is able to kill tens of us, Still, your army will be finished before ours. So, your defeat is certain. So, I request you to accept the subordination of Ravana. In this, it is good for you and also for Ayodhya. For a moment, Dasrath got silent. He had faith in his celestial weapons and he was impressed by the intelligence of the messenger. He cleverly said to Marish to pick Ravan's wound. Ravan's mind is not yet satisfied after defeating by Maharaj Sahasrabahu and Bali. Is he came to Ayodhya for one more defeat? Go and tell the Ravana to be ready for war. Now the result will be decided in the battlefield itself. Go, Marich, and convey my message to Lankesh. The messenger went back to Ravana and told him the whole story. After hearing all this, Ravana could not control his anger. His eyes became red. He started breathing fast. His fists were clenched and he started talking to himself. His teeth were rubbing with each other. He was imagining Dasrath's head being uprooted with his hands. A map of Ayodhya was placed on a table nearby. He picked up the map and throws the table on a pot of water placed in the corner of the tent. Both table and the pot had broken. Then he cried and said, Dasrath, the entire Ayodhya will suffer the punishment for your arrogance. I will burn every single straw of Ayodhya established by Manu in front of you. Then after seeing everything in the end, I will give you the death penalty, Dasrath. Silence had spread all around. Both the sages were busy preparing for the war. Strategies were being prepared on both sides. Here Ravana had hurt Dasrath's self-esteem. On the other hand, Dasrath had ripped apart Ravana's soul. What was going to happen in the war? Destruction was certain, but whose? What happened next? Keep watching the Hindusthal. If you like the video, please subscribe to our channel because these are just small trailers. The entire Ram Katha is still to come. Jai Jai Siya Ram.